Hello everyone, in this video I will show you my experience testing this battery. I use this battery for POTA and it never runs out. So I was wondering what is the deal with this battery, how long it will last. I did a test during the last WPX contest this weekend, feeding my radio only with this battery, and let's see what I find out. Alright, this is how we're going to start testing. So we have everything hooked up to the power supply to start measuring the current that the radio is consuming, putting 100 watts out and getting an input of around 13.8 volts. So we have 3 cameras here. On the top left we have the external watt meter on the output of the radio. On the below that we have the power supply, and on the right side of the screen we have the radio with also with another external mirror connected to the radio directly, right? Now I'm going to switch the power supply mirror to amps. The mirror on the power supply now is switched to amps, and it looks like I'm drawing a little bit more over the 1 amp from this power supply, which is normal for this radio. I know perfectly how much current this radio uses at 100 watts. There is another video on YouTube that shows the consumption for this radio is about 800 to 900 milliamps on receiving, which is in alignment with what we can see here on the meter, and is supposed to be 14.4 amps in 100% output. So let's take a look. So I push, and as you can see, I'm pushing 100 watts out, as shown by the internal and external meters, and is showing a little bit of 15 amps in the power supply, which is normal because this radio normally consumes 14.4 amps, and I have connected also the battery that I'm charging now. They are all the radios turned off, but they are in standby mode, like the radio below here, the 757D, the ICOM radio there, and there is other radios in standby mode. But this is just to give you an idea, more or less, that we should expect this radio to consume 15 amps when it's putting 100 watts out. So in this next section, I will show you the battery and the voltage that it had this morning when I started before I started the testing. This is the cable coming up to the power supply. The power supply that has the meter that I use to measure the baseline current that the radio uses, like I show in the previous section of the video. Going back there, this is the power path that I use to maintain the battery afloat. So it was 13.4 volts before I connected to the power supply. And now I'm doing a little bit of boost before I connect the battery directly to the radio. Alright, so now what I did is I disconnected the power supply and connected the radio directly into the battery. And as we can see here on the bottom left of the screen, I have a meter connected into the battery. The battery, before I start the radio and before I start doing any tests, is at 13.12 volts, and the radio is off, so I'm going to turn the radio on. And now the radio is on, and I'm in the screen of the radio. You can see is already showing the very close match to what the battery is showing on the multimeter screen. Okay, so the first test that we're going to do is a voltage drop, putting 100 watts out. So let's do that. So as you can see, the radio is still putting 100 watt out constantly, no problems on that. And we can see the voltage drop is to 11.80 volts at 100 watts out. Okay, the radio is showing 10 volts on the screen. I don't know why, because the multimeter is showing 11.75. The other thing that I want to not note is I use this battery before for portable operations for POTA many times, and I never have the radio to turn off on itself. This radio typically turn off when the battery is below 11 volts. And I operated well over 2 hours, few times, and always at 100 watts, like I show here. Right now, I have I am putting the power into a dummy load. The dummy load is on the screen there, on the top left corner, and I never got the situation that this radio turned off on itself because there was not enough voltage from the battery coming in. Okay, so because I never had that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue using this radio today through the day to see how long the battery lasts putting 100 watts. Today is the WPX contest, so it's a good opportunity to use the radio and to do this test, because I hope I can make a few QSOs and keep the radio running until the battery drain completely, so I can see how long it lasts, right? That's the experiment. So the other thing that I'm going to show is I'm going to put on the screen also a clock with the current time and temperature. All right, so I'm running these tests at starting the usage of the radio at 8:44 a.m. on the Sunday, and the temperature room that is also important for the battery measurement is 21.1 Celsius. All right, I will come back now when the battery is depleted. Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Delta Lima. $799, thank you. You are also 59, and your number is 02929 QSL 73. QSL 716. You are 59, number 46. 46. 46. Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Delta Lima. $4407, thank you. 5955. All right. The battery is holding good. It's 12.43 volts still after making, I don't know how many contacts I made so far with 100 watts. So holding good so far. Hey, 11:43 is almost is 3 hours later, and still the battery running strong at still holding 12.44 volts, as you can see here on the screen. And I made about 50 something contacts, 60 contacts already at 100 watts. Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Delta Lima. Yes, Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Delta Lima. Okay, almost 4 hours running with the battery, and it's still holding at 12.4 volts, which is pretty good. Now I'm gonna take a a break after 4 hours for lunch, but I'm gonna leave everything running, the radio on and receiving, and it's consuming a little bit less than 1 amp when it's in receiving. Okay, so 5 hours so far running with the battery, and we can see that still the battery is at 12.37 volts, and radio has been on all the times for 5 hours, and I made around 100 contacts on the WPX context, and running with 100 watts. So I'm gonna continue until the radio turns off on itself. Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima.
Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima, 5902464.
2454?
2464.
2464, thank you. 59153.
Okay, 153. Thank you, 73.
73, my friend. It is incredible. It's 6 hours so far that I'm running the battery, and showing 12 volt, 0.28, and still going strong. And the power you seen in the last contact has been going up to 100 watts. It's keeping up with the power. Let's try with the in packet. So now I put packet, and I gonna transmit, and it's pegged to 100 watts. Is pegged to 100 watts. Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima.
Okay, Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima, 59 number 906.
906, gracias. 59 176.
176, correcto. Victoria Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima,
Roger, you got it. 73. It is incredible. It's still running the battery at 12.22 volts, and with the 100 watts power output. I just made a contact to Spain. Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima.
Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima, 59332.
332, gracias. 59211.
Gracias por 211, buen corte.
Gracias, 73. Okay, this is still running, and I can't believe how long it lasts, this battery. I made at this point about 180 contacts. I made at this point, and it has been run from 8:45 this morning. That is close to 7 hours, or over 7 hours so far, of continuous running time on the battery. Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima.
Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Delta Lima, 59457.
457, thank you. 59230.
Thank you, Lima Papa 7 Delta.
And it's still running. 552, and it's still 12.12 volts. I'm making contacts. We are back again 1 hour after. The battery is holding at 12.1 volts, and when I am transmitting, let me go to data. The radio is reporting 12.0 on the screen, and let's see, when I'm transmitting now, it drops to 9.9. But the radio doesn't turn off. Still running. All right, we are 12 hours later, and this is still running, and the multimeter is showing 12 volts on the battery. The radio is showing 11.9 volts on the screen, and it never shut down. So at this point, after 12 hours, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be using this. The contest is over. I was trying to do some parks on the air to see if I can deplete the battery completely, see how long it lasts. But more than 12 hours, I am more than happy with the performance of this battery. I want to do one test now with using the full power, just to see if it's still putting 100 watts. Yeah, it is. It's putting 100 watts, and like nothing, you know. And it's putting 100 watts, and it's going down to 1143 volts or 1138 volts on the multimeter, and 9.7 volts on the screen of the radio. Alright, so to conclude with this video, I couldn't deplete the battery in 12 hours, and this is much more for what I plan to use it. My idea is just to use for port activations like I've done in the past, and I never reached the end of the charge of the battery, so I wanted to know how long it's going to last if I decided to do a longer activation, and I think that is proven that I probably will never deplete the battery for port. So I wanted also to do a quick comparison on the pricing of this battery in Canadian dollars is 119.95, and that compare with a live lithium iron phosphate battery, which is $279.99 USD, that in Canadian is 350. Is a long way, right? It's a long way. It's 3 times the price of the battery. So I know this battery lasts longer also, but I cannot justify the price. So I pay. This is what I pay shipped to my home, and I'm extremely happy with this battery. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like it, please click the like button below. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section. I would like to hear from you, and thanks for watching, and until the next time, thank you so much.